Okay, Floyd. Floyd.
Good morning. I'm Sharon, and I'll be the MC this morning, and welcome to Makawao Honganji Dharma County Service. Please stand as you're able, and we'll begin the service with singing Vandana to Sarada together in both Pali and English. Thank you. Please be seated. We'll now sing the Gatha Gasha with the lyric, which will be shown on the screen. And this will be followed by quiet meditation. we encourage everyone, both here in person and at home, joining us by live stream, to offer incense as an expression of gratitude. Okay. Thank you. Let us all recite the golden chain of love together. Let us begin. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that what I do now depends not only on my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Right. And if you're able, we will sing the gatha, Buddha loves you. Okay. If you're able to stand, please do. Okay. This is Reverend's favorite song. Oh, okay.
Fly, fly, little bird, Buddha loves you, little bird. Tweet, 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 tweet. Run, run, little pup, Buddha loves you, little pup. Wow, 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 wow. swim, little fish. Buddha loves you, little fish.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I hope was a very attentive audience there, Sensei. Hope she was really focused. Okay. On the first Sunday of each month, we celebrate birthdays. Okay. Here's a list of birthdays we know about. And if your birthday is this month, please do come up. Okay, we have Caitlin Kitagawa, Susan Watanabe, Lori Okimoto, Alison Nakagawa, yay! Michael Nakagawa, so you have 2 cupcakes. Cheryl Cooney, William Watchner, okay, Lilas Orodomo, Celestine Orodomo, Jennifer Baldwin, Peter Nakamai, Aaron Yoshizu, Katie Higuchi, Max Nishikawa, Christy Nakahara, Kea Burdick, Micah Burdick, Kaizen Tagoshi, Neil Nakamura, Cruz Galicinao, yay. That's my grandson. And Joanne Wong. Is Joanne here today? No. Okay, come on up. And anybody else wants a cupcake? Dawson, you want a cupcake? Come on up. Oh, Serena's. Okay, Serena, come on up. come. Noble, your birthday is next month. Oh, when's your birthday? September. Oh, March. Oh, okay. All right. Now it's children's Dharma story time, and today's story is The Wild Robot of the Island by Peter Brown.
The Wild Robot on the Island by Peter Brown. Okay, not a good time to stop working. The Wild Robot on the Island by Peter Brown. In the middle of the ocean, an island stood above the waves. It had meadows and forests and rivers and a great variety of animals. Everything was just right on the island. And then a strange new creature arrived. During a storm at sea, a crate had fallen off a passing ship and washed ashore. Packed inside that crate was a shiny new robot. Her name was Roz. Reader, you might think Roz was out of place on the island. And yet, as the robot explored her surroundings, she had a very different thought in her mind. This must be where I belong. Roz soon discovered that the island was wild and dangerous. To survive, she would have to adapt. She would have to become wild. So she studied the animals to learn how they survived. Roz studied how animals move. And she learned to move like them. Roz studied how animals hide. And she learned to hide like them. Roz studied how animals communicate. And she learned to speak with them. We thought you were a monster. I'm not a monster. I am a robot. My name is Roz. It's nice to meet you, Roz. Many of the animals became her friends, but one animal was especially important to the robot. Roz found an orphaned goose egg all alone, with no one to care for it. The robot made a nest and placed the egg inside. Before long, a gosling hatched. He was small and weak. He needed a family. Our robot decided to raise the gosling as her son. She named him Bright Bill. Mama, Mama. Yes, Bright Bill. From now on, I will be your mother. Roz picked a lovely spot beside a beaver pond, and she made a home for her new little family. This is where we will live, Bright Bill. Mama, I'm talking. Mama, I'm walking. Under the robot's care, the gosling quickly grew into a fine young goose. Mama, I'm swimming. Mama, I'm flying. Roz showed her son how to be a good friend. We brought you a fallen tree as a gift. That's very kind of you. And when they were in need, friends came to their rescue. My mama's foot broke. Not to worry, we'll have her walking again in no time. As the seasons changed, the island changed. Bright Bill was also changing. He felt something stirring deep inside. His instincts were telling him to fly south for the winter. I think I need to leave the island for a while, Mama. I know, son. I will be here when you return in the spring. Winter settled over the island. Many animals hibernated during the coldest months. In her own way, the robot hibernated too. Through the winter, Roz often wondered about her son. I wonder where Bright Bill is at this moment. I wonder what Bright Bill has seen during his travels. I wonder who Bright Bill has met on his migration. I wonder if Bright Bill ever thinks about me. Whenever the weather turned dangerously cold, Roz invited the animals into her home. This is a safe place for all. Okay. The seasons kept changing. With each passing day, the sun climbed a little higher in the sky, and then other shapes appeared overhead. Roz and Bright Bill, mother and son, were finally together again. Everything was just right on the island. The end.
This book is dedicated to the wild animals of the future.
And the book also has an author's note that explains the background of how this children's version of the novel, The Wild Robot, came to be. It keeps crashing for some reason. Okay. And the back cover says, everything was just right on the island, and then a strange new creature arrived. And that was the story, The Wild Robot on the Island by Peter Brown.
Okay. Hey, Sensei, you forgot to put the script on this part. Okay. Tell you what, Sensei, let's just take a break this week. What do you say? Sounds like a good idea, Barney. Okay. Sorry about that.
But remember, kids, remember hope, be good. But not too much, okay? So this morning, I'd like to give a quick Dharma talk because, we did celebrate the 4th of July. So, happy birthday, America. You haven't changed at all.
In 249 years. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The words of Shinran Shonin.
The liberating wheel of light is without bond. Each person it touches, it is taught, is freed from attachments to being and non-being. So take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. The wisdom of Shinran Shonin, which you can find in hymns based on Gathas in praise of Amida Buddha. This is verse number 4. Collected Works of Shinran, Volume 1. Namo Amidabutsu, Namo Amidabutsu. So on Friday, we celebrated the birth of the United States of America in 1776. So, happy 249th birthday, America. I also celebrated my 65th birthday a week ago, so I'm officially a senior, and I can sign up for Medicare, which I have to do today. So mahalo to everyone for your happy birthday wishes. In reflection, how has America changed in the past 65 years? How have I changed in the past 65 years? So I was born in 1960, about 15 years after my father and mother, my grandparents, my uncles, aunties, cousins, and relatives were released from the illegal incarceration of the relocation camps of World War II. And they resettled in Los Angeles of the 1940s and 1950s. In 1964, the Civil Rights Act became law, and discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin, and later sexual orientation and gender identity was outlawed. 1964. So the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits the unequal application of voter registration requirements, racial segregation in schools and public accommodations, and employment discrimination. So yes, America has changed. Is it perfect? Obviously not, no. But America has changed, and changed dramatically in my lifetime, So America is not perfect because we're a nation made up of ordinary human beings, and thus we are people who universally experience the joys and sorrows of human life, and who universally create suffering for ourselves and others by desperately clinging to this false idea of self, me. And so discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, or any other label, it's obvious, throughout human history. And most recently, in the past 65 years of my lifetime. One of my mentors in Japan, Reverend Senmo Yamamoto, he's a minister who created a new temple out of nothing and built it up to 300 households, 300 families in 13 years. This doesn't happen in Japan. A new temple from 0 to 300 families, it just doesn't happen in Japan. So anyway, he taught me that there's the way to look at discrimination is in the vertical plane and in the horizontal plane. Now, horizontal is easy. It just makes a distinction between different things. So, if you do the laundry, right, we separate the dark colors from the light colors. Otherwise, your laundry gets really weird. Right? So light, dark, blue, red, whatever. You separate these things from the white shirt. Makes sense, right? So horizontal discrimination is just making distinction between things. So it's neutral, it's very practical, and it's based in reality. However, vertical discrimination, right, is the realm of human suffering. It's the realm of samsara, confusion and delusion. So it's our self-centered greed, our ego-centric view of the world, right, that drives us to discriminate, right, to gain advantage over somebody else. Right? It's about me. Right? So we discriminate based on anything to gain advantage over the other. So this discrimination, which is based on race or color, religion, sex, national origin, gender identity, or any other label, right, it seeks to gain the advantage, to maintain the advantage, and the privilege of the few who stand above other people. So vertical discrimination creates inequity, injustice, and conflict. In American culture, this has always meant that the person or the people with the most money, who are the most famous, have the most power, influence, or spiritual truths, right, and always gets to dominate the top of the pile. So mega billionaires, paying no income taxes, this is nothing new. It's been going on for the entire history of the country. The founding fathers of the United States of America, of course, were all white men who owned property. So all women, I don't care if you're white or black or whatever, all women, sorry, you're not part of the equation. People, Native Americans, the people who were here first, the Native Hawaiians, and people of color, right? They're not in the equation. All men are created equal.
But the Civil Rights Act became law in my lifetime. In my lifetime, a human being set foot on the moon. 1968 or 69. In my lifetime, a Hollywood movie star was elected President of the United States of America 2 times. In my lifetime, a black man was elected President of the United States of America 2 times. In my lifetime, an African American, Asian American woman became the first female Vice President of the United States of America. And in my lifetime, a reality TV star has been elected President of the United States twice. So things have changed. Things have changed. In my lifetime, the military of the United States has been involved in conflicts in Cuba, Vietnam, the Dominican Republic, Lebanon, Grenada, Panama, Kuwait, Iraq, Somalia, Haiti, Bosnia, Kosovo, Afghanistan, Iraq for the second time, Libya, Islamic State, Syria, Ukraine, very recently, Iran. And now, once again, very recently, the military of the United States has been deployed to my hometown of Los Angeles, here in the United States of America. I've seen this 3 times already. So some things have not changed in America. Has America lived up to its ideals? Which ideals are we talking about? Before 1964 or after 1964? When I look back at my lifetime, I've changed. America has changed. Everything has changed. When you look back at your lifetime, what has changed in your life? Right? If you had a magical time machine, right, would you really want to go back to the past? In the Hollywood version, right, time machines are always about going back to the past to change something. And of course, they always go back to the past and change something, but it doesn't work out exactly the way they thought it would, which makes for a very dramatic and entertaining movie. But think about it, right? If you here's a magical time machine. It's the magic Nenju, which will transport you in time. Right? Would you want to go backwards to change something in your life? I don't know. But think about it, because from a Buddhist perspective, we already have a magical time machine. It just goes forward in time. So the Buddhist fundamental teaching, what we think, say, and do, right, creates karmic consequences that ripple on into the future endlessly. So in other words, what we think, say, and do right now can affect the future. It is, in fact, a time machine that goes forward. It's kind of an interesting idea. So understanding this truth, what will you think and say and do in the time that you have left before you're born into the human? That's really the question. So I've seen amazing changes in myself, in my family, in America, in my lifetime. And will continue to face changes going in the coming days and the months and years ahead. The only thing we can be certain of is constant change. So the Buddhist truth of impermanence is obvious if you're paying attention, right, which is difficult to do because human life is filled with emotionally jolting distractions. But if the truth of impermanence is true, and the truth of non-self, right, our absolute dependence on other people and forms of life to sustain our lives, if this is true, then Amita's vow to save all people through birth in the Pure Land must also be true. Not more Amitas. So America is deeply divided culturally and politically, and it's very easy to get distracted by moralistic or political arguments about good and evil, or right and wrong. But this debate, from a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist perspective, must be seen as an intellectual argument only in the context of this human world of confusion and delusion. In this world of samsara, we're worried about is it right or wrong, or who's right, who's wrong, is it good or evil? But Shinran Shonin, the founder of Jodo Shinshu, Hongwanji tradition, teaches this. I know nothing of good or evil. For if I could know thoroughly, as Amida Tathagata knows, that an act was good, then I would know good. If I could know thoroughly, as the Tathagata knows, that an act was evil, then I would know evil. And he continues. But with the foolish being full of blind passions in this fleeting world, this burning house, all matters without exception are empty and false, totally without truth and sincerity. So Shimon sees himself as a foolish being full of blind passions. Blind passions being like anger, greed, ignorance. It's 181. And so Shimon sees that in this fleeting world, right, this burning house, this world of samsara that we live in currently, all matters, everything in this world, right, without exception, are empty, lacking substance. They're false, they're not true, totally without truth and sincerity. And he concludes, only the Nembutsu is true and real. Only Nammo Amidabutsu is true and real. So if you look at the Nembutsu as mindfulness of Amida working in our lives, right, Nammo Amidabutsu is saying Nammo Amidabutsu. If you look at Nammo Amidabutsu as the faith of Shinjin, this mind of no doubt that your birth in the Pure Land is assured. That this is what leads to this sense of conviction that yes, I will go to the Pure Land, and it allows you, it enables you to live a life of gratitude, become grateful for everything. So Shimon's, of course, talking about himself as the example, but flip the perspective around. He's actually talking to each one of us. He's talking to me. And do I really see myself as a foolish being full of blind passions? Yes, I do. Do I see myself as living in this fleeting world, this burning house, where all matters without exception are empty and false, totally without truth and sincerity? Yes, I do. Do I see myself as being empty and false, totally without truth and sincerity? Yes, I do. And thus, do I see without a doubt that the Nembutsu alone is true and real? And for me, the answer is Nammo Amidabutsu. Yes, I do. So the mind of no doubt, the faith of Shinjin, has come to me just as I am, warts and all. This big ego, on top of everything. All of my karmic baggage, all of the karma, negative karma consequences I created early in my life. It's all coming back. But and my ego as well. Just as I am, his faith has come to me. So as we reflect on the great changes that America has gone through in our lifetimes, we can also imagine the great changes that lay ahead. So let us reflect on the changes that we've gone through, that we have personally gone through in our lifetimes, and imagine how our thoughts and words and actions can change everything going forward. We have been given a magical time machine that can change the future. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do today? So let us follow the wisdom of the Buddha. If something needs to be done, then do it, and do it wholeheartedly. The Buddha in the Dhammapada, verse 315. Namo Amidabutsu. And thank you for listening this morning. Okay. Let's see if we have all the working.
Thank you, Reverend Carey, for your Dharma message this morning. Let us now chant the Metta Sutta, the Loving Kindness Sutra. Sit down. Okay. All things be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Reverend Carey will now lead us in the gratitude meditation.
Once again, let's together quietly for a few moments. Just relax and get comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet on the mat. Sit up straight. Align your head, neck, shoulder, and back in a straight line goes down to the floor. Place your hands on the feet. Now close your eyes halfway. So you're looking both outward and just breathe. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. As you breathe out, just say mahalo. Just say thank you. Just breathe. Sound the moments at the end of our life. And thank you to Hope for that reminder. I fall asleep.
Please rise if you're able, and we'll sing Ondoku-san. Let's remain standing for the Nembutsu.
attachments to being and non-being. So take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. The words of Shinran Shonin. Namo Amidas.
Okay, let's do meditation.
Thank you, everyone, for joining our Dharma Family Service today. And may your day be filled with aloha, and now we have announcements.
Okay. So, Tuesday, Gene, make sure I got the numbers right here.
Yes.
Tuesday, July 8th, this coming Tuesday.
6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bone dance practice up in the social hall. Your last chance to actually learn the moves for the bone dance. So on the 13th, we'll have the last Dharma family service for the summer because we won't have any services in August. On July 20th, everyone please come out for temple cleanup. We won't be having a service, but we're going to be working together to clean the whole place up, make it look nice and shiny. For the Obon Festival, which is not the 25th and the 25th, it's the 25th and the 26th. And then that's why on July 27th, we won't have any service because we'll all be completely wiped out. And then in the month of August, we take the month off for Sunday services to give Sharon a break so she doesn't have to worry about this stuff every week. But I'm hoping to do some workshops and stuff. So if you're interested, like specifically in ritual, there's actually a minister's training coming up in September, which is specific to ritual. So anyway, we'll be doing some stuff during the summer. If you want to learn how to chant, this is going to be a good chance to do it. Okay, and then, yeah, so bone dance practice 6 to 7 this coming Tuesday, July 8th. And the Obon, so Hatsubon service is at 5, food sales and games start at 6, and the bone dance will start at 7. Any other announcements? Oh, okay. August 10th, that's the Sunday, right? Yeah. August 10th, we're going to be having the Maui Wildfire Recovery. It's like a special event, essentially to honor, everyone. So lives lost, and then people who lost, lives and lost loved ones and properties during the fires. So it's basically going to have a short service. Our guest speaker will be the principal of Lahaina Luna High School. I'm talking about the idea of recovery. And then there'll be entertainment. The Arle Asiu band will be providing the entertainment. There'll also be lunch and food and stuff. So we encourage everyone to come out. Please sign up because they do need a head count. And I guess we have a list or somebody somewhere. And Makawao is in charge of the entertainment. So if you'd like to stand up and tell a joke or something, just let us know. It's okay. No, really, that's the tradition. So I'll make a slide for that. But August 10th is the Maui Wildfire Recovery special event. And just so that you know, this was actually being funded by a grant.
Or actually by money that was collected at the World Buddhist Women's Convention in Kyoto a couple years ago. And so anyway, so this is where the bulk of the funding is coming from. The bishop will be coming. And Mrs. Umitani will be coming, so if you want to see Yoshiko-san, be a good chance to see her. So please sign up for this, and let's show support for everyone, including our friends here at the temple who were affected by the Kula fires. Okay, anything else? Okay, so we don't forget, we're taking pictures after the service, so don't go running away. We forgot to take the formal pictures last Sunday, so we're going to reshoot. And if you're paying attention, she's wearing the exact same outfit she was wearing last time.
So thank you very much. We'll see everybody up in the social hall for refreshments and talk story.